Sean Sewell with Engearment.com in our beautiful mountains of Colorado. Pretty excited to share with you the brand new REI Air Flash 50-liter backpack. This guy right here. So this is actually a prototype. This is a sample. I've had it for about half a year. REI sent it over to me to test out. But now that I think it is in production and it's available to purchase, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this video on the features and the layout of this backpack. It is their lightest backpack for backpacking yet, under 2 pounds for the size medium right here, 1 pound 14 ounces I believe, which is half the weight of the original REI Flash, which I loved and used for many years of backpacking. So pretty excited to share the updated version with you. So let's get into it. First, we'll start with sizing. I am 6 foot, 220 pounds, 45-inch chest, 33-inch waist, and about a 19.5 on the torso. This is the men's medium. I think it's a really good fit. It's hitting me right on the iliac crest. The hip belt is very comfortable, well padded but not overly padded. The straps they're thick and padded. The back panel has great sections of padding I'll show you here in a second. The material of the backpack is what a lot of the manufacturers are going to this last year at least. Ultra lightweight, high molecular polypropyl something or other. I'll put it down here. I didn't memorize it. It is that material that you see a lot of people using, and partly thanks to that they're able to half the weight, which is pretty awesome. Like I mentioned, I have a lot of experience with I think it's the very first year, maybe the second year they came out with the Flash, and I believe it was a 60 or 65 liter backpack. I used the heck out of that. Did all kinds of backpacking trips, and I love that thing for the way it carried. It was a couple pounds lighter weight than other backpacks I was using at the time, and it was a real pleasure to use. I can honestly say this one is actually as comfortable, if not more comfortable, for half the weight. Now I don't have it loaded out with a whole 2 days of stuff in here. I just have it loaded out so you can see what it looks like loaded out. How I've used it the last 6 months, it has been winter. You can see the snow still melting behind me. So I have not had it out on a proper summer backpacking trip. However, I have loaded up with weight, about 20, 24, 25 pounds, and gone up and down splitboarding with it, which is backcountry snowboarding. I don't know if you know that, but it's just you're touring up. And so I've used it loaded in those regards just to see how the weight carries. And it's carried remarkably well. I would not want to go above 30 pounds with this. It's not designed to, but just, you know, how I had it loaded was, well, splitboarding gear is pretty heavy. It's pretty dense. A lot of metal. There's metal shovel for safety, for avalanche safety. Metal probe. I will have a carbon fiber probe. Safety gear, repair kit. A lot of stuff that's pretty heavy in a denser amount of space, as opposed to sleeping bags and, you know, a tent or a tarp, stuff like that. So my experience with carrying the weight, that's how I tested it, just in case anybody's curious. But I am looking forward to using it this summer up here, backpacking around with some more lightweight stuff we have reviews on coming up. So check it out, how it fits on here. You can see it's not getting in my way, range of motion is not restricted. Easy to, you know, I don't walk like that, but if I needed to grab onto something to hold on to, easily doable. You've probably seen this pocket right here. This is new to me as well. This swallowed up my large iPhone right here. You can put other things in there as well. And it is also removable. So in case like you, in case like me, carry your cell phone on your side pocket like I like to do. Just feels more secure, and I can get it out quickly and shoot some cool footage of some wildlife and get it back in my pocket, and my hands are free. I don't have anything dangling around here, but it might be a nice place for snacks or a map or horse food. Eat out of it, I don't know, but it's there. It's also removable. On the hip belt, you'll see we have two what look like sizable pockets. I was kind of surprised how much stuff I could not fit in there without loading it up. I didn't want to take away from the comfort of carrying the load. I like to kind of rely on my hips carrying the load more than my back. Probably a best protocol. At least it was back when I was backpacking. But I was able to get about 3 or 4 bars in there, and without it compromising the nice contoured shape of the pack. As you've probably noticed, the straps are totally adjustable. load lifters, nice skinny little straps, but totally accessible load lifters. Hydration port can come from the left or the right. I saw some reviews online, people saying that hydration bladders didn't fit in there, and I kind of think I know where they're coming from. I'm gonna show you here in a second about that, and I'll show you what I did to resolve it in a way. Hopefully it's a good fix for you guys. The belt, like I mentioned, I'm a 33-inch waist. I don't know what it would go down to, probably like a 31, maybe 30-inch on the waist. It's like a corset right there, but it is easy to adjust. So sometimes, I don't know if other people do this, but sometimes I'll tighten down straps and kind of load on the shoulders just a little bit more than usual, giving my hips a break. And sometimes I'll really crank down on the hips and loosen the shoulders a little bit and give those guys a rest. Just little techniques that I've developed over years of Type 2 fun. All right, let's get this pack off and I'll show you some cool stuff. Something that's new to me, at least, is this Y-strap system. So it's designed to carry a bare canister or other gear. I mean, you could, I don't know, humongous sleeping bag or something, but it goes up on top right here, and I don't have it properly loaded up, but it'll hold the bare canister, which is really nice. So if you're trying to stay safe in bear country, that is probably best protocol. Carry a bear canister. You get numerous different lash points you can keep on or off. If you are crazy and you use ice axes, yes, you can use ice axes and all that. Or your trekking poles you can keep on here. You can really dial in the fit too, like kangaroo pocket here, can swallow up stuff. You get the mesh on the side to dry things out. I don't know about you, but I often like to jump into creeks or lakes and then swap out those shorts, put them in here, let them dry out. And if you can hear closely, you'll hear a creek right back there. It's Clear Creek, as in Clear Creek County. It's pretty cool. All right, so lots of adjustability, and once you get it dialed in, you can really cinch it down. There you go, that's what I was trying to show you. This guy's right here. You cinch that down and it will really draw the load close to you. You can kind of contour it to your liking. It's very customizable in that regard. On the side, you're going to get two large pockets as well. Great for storing things. Water bottles, jackets, shoes, 10-car fly fish rod, what have you. And then this is cool. I know a lot of you have probably seen this, but maybe you haven't. So this is a separate pocket from this. They are separated, but this is a great place to put a water bottle or hydration or a dog bowl or whatever you have with you on the side here, so you can access it right there. Don't have to take the pack off. That's very thoughtful right there. And gosh, not a whole lot else to report on the outside. It is a roll top design, which I've really come to enjoy. Just usually I grab it, 1, 2, 3, tighten. That's how that works. Now, take the puffy out. I can show you. Do not blow away, jacket. It's gonna get cold tonight. So here I have 100-liter water bladder with insulation reservoir, but I have it attached to the blue strap right there. Now, there is a little slot, and I tried to jam this 100-liter bladder. Just pull him out so you can see what I'm talking about. Unstrap him and pull him out so you can see the size that I'm talking about. It's not small, it's the biggest one I have. That's what I usually keep in my splitboarding backpack. Boom, he's big, right? So your bladder may be smaller. You may not carry a bladder. I know a lot of you ultralighters don't carry bladders, but here is that slot I was talking about that people were saying it's hard to get into. And I agree, it's not. I tried to get this in there and it didn't want to play nicely. Also, it's in a big reservoir, insulated reservoir. So that might be why. But when I did reach my hand in there, what I felt was actually the frame. The lightweight frame is right there. My hand was right there. That's where the frame is. But aside from that, also I want to be very clear that this is a sample. So it said ahead of production. Come on. It's hard to do all this one man show. So yeah, it's a sample, which, there you go, sample. So I think it's the same as production. If it's not, I'm sorry. I'm trying to show you the features and I don't want them to send a second one and be unresourceful, but it's a huge backpack. Like, I was always a 65-liter backpack kind of guy. This, I could get away with a 50-liter backpack, which is crazy to think about. At least back when I started backpacking, I was always carrying 65, 70-liter backpacks. and overpacking and bringing the kitchen sink and all the stuff. Everybody would make fun of me for bringing too much stuff, but here we are. Things are evolving. Things are getting lighter weight. The backpack itself is half the weight of the last backpack from REI that I tested 10 years ago, which is a third of the weight from some of the other backpacks that I go out with, like the Gregory Baltero and other ones that are really good, but they're like 6.5, 7 pounds. And then you add, you know, well, I guess now it'd be like a 3 or 4 pound tent, but back in the day, it's like a 5 or 6 pound tent for 2 person, and dog food and all the things. It added up. So my kit was way more than 25 pounds. We're talking probably 40-pound kit, easily. I'm not complaining. I'm just stating where I'm coming from. So hopefully you get some context as far as backpack review. I'm not an ultra lighter by any means, not claiming to be, but I do appreciate the construction, the layout, the functionality, and what REI is able to do with the new materials. And oh, and I wanted to show you the back panel. That was the last thing to show you. The back panel. Look at that. It's nice and airy. Kind of reminds me of like when Osprey came out with that trampoline system right there. And then you have nice foam right there. It's very comfortable. And like I said, you can tell it's not broken in too much yet. It's not stained with my sweat yet. But I'd also tour in a waterproof jacket, and that jacket took a beating this last winter, split boarding up here on Sean's run. So hopefully seeing the sizing, the layout, fitting the reservoir in here, the workaround for that, and then other things like that was hopefully helpful. If it was, a thumbs up be appreciated. Full disclosure, like I said, REI sent this over ahead of it coming out to production for me to test out. My testing method, probably a lot different than most people's testing method. I don't know anybody's taking a backpack in the wintertime to go split boarding, but that's the tools I had at my disposal to test it, and that's how I tested it. So that's that. If you do have questions I can answer, hopefully I can answer them. I'm not the expert in anything, but I have some experience being a dirtbag. I will do my best to answer below. If you have experience with this pack, I know a lot of you do, and I know the people who do have a lot of opinions. And if you want to share them, be my guest, share away. Just be constructive and be helpful, please, because we're all trying to learn and we always want to get outside and have fun. I'm Sean Sewell, the owner and director stoke for Engearment. Until next time, take care.